Warning, this podcast contains the Star-Spangled Banner. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Sleepy Hollow, Season 3, Episode 16, Dawn's Early Light. Not the Dawn's Early Light. Dawn's Early Light.
Dom's Early Light?
No, I used to think that...
Dom's Early, right?
No, the song. I thought it was Dawn's Early. Like, that's one word,
like
Dawn's Early.
Word.
Yeah.
Like a made-up word.
Yeah,
Early.
like my favorite letter of the alphabet is Elemento. You know, like...
Uh-huh.
You don't like the P?
But the Dawn's Early... No, I didn't like the P. The Elemento.
P.
I'm your host, Dom. With me, my co-hosts, Kim and Clio.
Hello.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Hi.
I don't know.
So... All that's missing is Jose in the corner, so we could ask him if he can see.
Jose, can you see? It's about a Spanish guy.
They're really thoughtful, asking him if he could see during the ball game. You know. Oh,
you
so
see, I'll move. You good?
So what'd you ladies think of this episode?
Oh, I really like this one.
Oh yeah, it was a really good episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it a lot. I'm a little scared because we're 2 episodes away now from the finale, and we still don't know if the show is getting renewed. I don't think we're gonna know until like it's already long over, like months after it's over.
Oh, hey, by the way, we never picked it up.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things.
It's like, oops, and we're like,
Yeah.
like, thanks for letting us not know a bunch of shit that should have been known.
Right.
Yeah, seriously. Assholes.
Yep. So, this episode dealt with Hidden One and Pandora's kind of like big turn on each other. You know, that was a big part of this.
It started off with him waterboarding her.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm like, we called it. She turned on his assholeness.
Yeah, but I didn't expect him to be like fucking torturing her or whatever.
Oh yeah, he went full dick mode.
Hmm.
We have Omikins in chat that says, guys, from a Canadian point of view, someone who doesn't watch sports, I seriously thought that's how the anthem was worded. So did people from America. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
I for the longest time thought it was Jose. Can you see
my
too?
favorite thing from one of my favorite things from the movie Angels in the Outfield is the 2 Spanish guys on the team convince the pitcher that the actual word is Jose.
Jose, yeah. I love that movie. That was a good movie.
It's a great movie.
Didn't we? Wait.
We brought it up last. I think we brought it up last week, right?
I don't know.
I know
we had
a
movie night. We had a movie night with all of us, and we watched all of the Angels in the outfield movie.
Angels in the outfield, angels in the infield, angels in the end zone. Yeah, they were all over the place. Those angels, they just can't stay put.
And they really like sports.
But they won't come back to Sleepy Hollow. They won't come back to Sleepy
They
Hollow.
won't.
That's the problem with angels. They're
No,
never around when you want them.
Yeah.
They just disappear and make a huge plot hole. It makes no fucking sense.
Unfortunately, that's one plot hole that I don't think is ever going to be resolved.
It's just every time we talk about it, I'm just more and more upset.
Yeah. But Pandora kind of got the best of the Hidden One. She kind of tricked him with her having like her mystical ethereal form or whatever.
Yeah, her corporeal.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. And she's like, "Well, you taught me."
Yeah, so suck it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you did this to yourself, asshole.
Yeah.
You turned on me first, dick.
She's like, "Hey, I thought we were supposed to be equals." So, you know, it's clearly showing that was never the case. And, you know, from Pandora's point of view, do I blame her? No.
Not at all.
No, she's 100% in the right.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Woman scorn. Hardcore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we find out Pandora's looking for Abby. She comes across Crane, And she reveals Pandora's box is the only thing that can stop the hidden one.
Yeah. It's meant she even says, and I'm not sure it was confirmed before, but it's the only thing that can contain a god's power.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she plans on locking him in it, completing the box and locking him in it.
Yeah. That seems like the plan. So looks like Pandora and the Witness is Team Witness, as Clio puts it, is going to have to work together now.
Oh, we haven't called him Team Witness in a while.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, the team is getting so big now. So big. Like, we just added Sophie this season, and now this episode, Daniel's involved.
Yeah.
He literally just gets thrown into it when the Eternal Guardian shows up. And
Eternal Soldier.
Yeah, whatever.
Here's the thing about this episode.
Soldier of magma.
It was fireballs. It kept like throwing like things out of left field.
Mm-hmm.
So they were, just looking for the flag, and then all of a sudden there's this skull guy, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, what? And then he just shows up when Daniel's around. I'm like, what?
I'm like, well, the cat's out of the bag now.
Yep.
Well, because it all came back to Betsy Ross again, and it's like, okay, this kind of paid off, and we see they're looking for the flag. They go to Paul Revere's house, to kind of find it, and the flag's there. And when they touch it, that's when things happen and the thing appears. And I'm sitting there going the whole time, there is no chance in hell that they've never moved this flag since they moved into this museum of a house, that they've never touched it, dusted it. They've you what?
Yeah. I don't know how I really was under that. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, how in the hell? And they barely touched it. It was like they touched the bottom of it, and it went. Mm-hmm. And I was like,
yeah, he touched it enough to say this is not the right flag.
Yeah.
The question I have is, how did the guy who took the actual flag, how did he get around it?
Because I think he had it before it was set up, before it was propped into the place.
No, they said
because
that he knew how to get around it because he was a Mason, so he was passed down.
Oh, okay, so he knew the secrets.
The flag went up. The flag went up, and I assume right after the war.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who wrote the song didn't write it until the War of 1812, so that's 40 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
35 years later.
Give or take.
Yeah. And then he wrote the song to say where he brought the flag. I really love how they implemented the history into this episode.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
I've always liked how they do it, but for this episode, it really, the flag and the song and the
crossing of the Delaware.
Yeah.
See, I rolled my eyes at the crossing of the Delaware part because, Clio knows we've had this discussion.
Washington crossing the Delaware.
We've had this discussion so many times where I just get so disgusted at oh, this thing happened? Well, of course Crane was involved. It's just it's all so coincidental. And as soon as he's and Abby started going off on her spiel of, oh, what, were you there? And the fog was a mystical fog, and he wasn't really crossing the Delaware. They weren't going to battle. They were going to the catacombs. And the way she was saying it in almost a mocking tone is what was going through my mind seconds before she started doing it when I rolled my eyes. Right?
Yeah.
So
she was you.
Yeah. Exactly, and I fucking loved it. And then that kind of set the tone for the rest of it. So when they started doing everything with the Star Spangled Banner and all that, I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And the fact that he actually wasn't really involved this time, he was left behind, and the thought process of she was actually on the boat, she actually went, but they painted her as a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved that.
Yeah.
That the flag bearer was actually Betsy.
Yeah, I mean, because
colonial uniform.
You go into what was the Angels and Demons, Da Vinci Code. You go into the Da Vinci Code, and they start bringing up the fact that Mary Magdalene could have been drawn in this as a guy, or it could be this, and there's different interpretations of it, and that's actually really interesting. I'm sure that was kind of the inspiration for this.
Yeah.
I just thought that when you started, because I was like, well, think about it. They said that the Last Supper, that actually Mary Magdalene was a prophet, just like the others, and she would have been there. But they wrote her out because.
Well, I mean, yeah, and the Renaissance painters didn't see who was there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And neither did the person who painted Washington crossing the Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
So he just assumed, oh, they're all men. This dude carrying the flag is a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
That's
the
how he
Da Vinci
painted
Code
it.
story. And I love the whole thought process.
It was just so cool. Like, he's examining the flag. He's like, I don't know how to do it, and then, it's like the dawn's early light when the like dusk hits, like sunset, and this whole like Indiana Jones style map just like opens up and is revealed, and I was just like, that's so cool.
And you were saying how you like how they use the history,
right?
And and I like that too, but I liked how they used the mythology more, because Orpheus and Eurydice was like one of my favorite myths, Greek myths, and I didn't remember, because the urn, the thing that he used to go astral project himself to see Abby, I didn't remember that part, but the lyre, the harp, small harp thing, that's what he used to get into the underworld, and it had that the golden string being the same thing that they put in the flag. I was like, yes.
Yeah. Well, the thing at Fort McKinley, when they went there and the Greek statue was there, is that statue actually there? Because it looks CGI'd in.
That's a super good question, and I didn't look. Never been to Fort McKinley.
Yeah, it's in Maine.
I didn't. Yeah.
There's one in Ohio, but that's way too far from them.
Yeah, that's not the one.
I don't think there is a Greek statue there. I could be completely wrong, but I don't see anything on it.
Yeah, I mean, usual statues in those kinds of places are our founding fathers, or a general or something. It is not likely to have a statue of Orpheus in a army fort. But yeah,
No, he does. He does. Landmarks Orpheus. 20-foot statue of Orpheus stands near the entrance to Fort McKinley National Historic Monument Shrine as a monument to Francis.
That's the lyre, yeah. Okay.
Francis Scott Key. Yeah, no, that's there. But
there you go.
It doesn't look like it was in the setting in which they were there, so.
Yeah, I think they moved it to like a courtyard, or in the show, it was in a courtyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It looks like it's out in a field.
Right. That's actually really cool. Yeah, so that's where it ended up hitting, because the cipher that was in the flag that was hanging on the wall was actually music notes for the Star Spangled Banner, which they have to go enter into the harp.
Which I don't think, did they explain how they used the tune before the song was written? Was the tune the key, and then the guy who wrote the song just put his words to the tune?
Well, I think all this stuff was set up afterwards. Like,
I see.
But the flag was, encoded with it. So maybe it was just encoded to this music note, and then they wrote words after it. I don't know. They didn't really go into that much of it, but I thought that was really cool. And then now knowing that there's a Greek statue at Fort McKinley, like, that is extremely weird. So for them to be able to tie this all together, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it, and just everything with the they're like the 8th Virginia's the regiment, the Eternal Soldier. Where Revere assigned him to protect the flag, and it's just like, that was so cool. And then they beat him with a liquid nitrogen, aka a fire extinguisher.
Oh god, that was great.
It was like science.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
It's like I love like the Joe Jenny aspect of it, like bringing the comedy value into like the serious moments now. You know, because we never had the comedy of this show. This season is when they started injecting the comedy into it.
Yeah, I mean there was comedy, but it was when there was. Like when things got serious, Abby and Crane got serious. You know, Jenny and
well, the comedy was more of the Crane not knowing the world around him kind of comedy. It was a different style of comedy. You know.
Yeah, no, it was definitely.
I think it was also the interruption of like the British comedy with the American. They're like he's getting confused, and it was like. What?
Yeah, and Abby's jokes are usually sarcasm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas Jenny and Joe get silly.
Right.
And the jokes usually when there's that moment, always the moment between Crane and Abby, and then it's interrupted by some weird, stupid thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which looks like they're totally pulling away from that. We're not gonna have any Crane moments for a while.
No, I don't know if we're gonna get another one this season, and if we don't have another season, we might not ever have another one. Just kind of sad.
It is sad.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. From what I understand, though, the ratings went up for this particular episode. So I don't know. I don't know what the attraction that they could have done, shown through promos and stuff that had people interested in watching it is. But you know, I don't know. It's up higher than the last couple episodes anyway. But so do you guys think Betsy Ross is possibly still alive?
I thought she was honestly during this episode, I thought they're gonna find her. I thought something was gonna happen, but no, we think she got out of the catacombs but what if she didn't get out of the catacombs? What if she's still there?
Right.
Abby never found her, but when they go back, they find her.
But there was evidence that she got out because she used the sword as an anchor with the rope that dropped down. So.
But
there's evidence that she did
Well, no. There's evidence that someone got out. If they all went to the catacombs, right? If all of them on the boat sailed to the catacombs, that means Washington and everybody that was painted in that picture, theoretically, went there.
And far as we know, obviously Washington got out. I know Washington.
Well, no, because they went to the battle, and then the soldiers were coming back.
Right.
But Betsy didn't come back. I don't think Washington went.
So what, did they just send Betsy in alone?
Yeah, I think so.
Seems a little risky.
I think they don't think Betsy went by herself.
See, I don't think Betsy went by herself. I personally think they all made the trip there. Then maybe went to battle right after returning or something, and then went back. Because Crane got the letter, if I don't return, almost as if she didn't expect to return. So we saw what happened to Abby in there. Like, can you imagine what would happen to Betsy if she was still there? You know?
You're talking like, and it's the time's different. So you're lucky she probably was there in her brain for like thousands of years.
Yeah, because we see the sword and we see where, you know, a rope was used, but there was no rope. So if they got out without any issues, without any problems or whatever, the rope would still be connected to the sword and down the well, and Abby would have been able to crawl right down. But the sword was there with nothing attached to it, which means something had to have untied it or cut it. So I'm thinking that there could have been a struggle as they were leaving, preventing them from getting out. That's what I'm thinking anyway.
Okay.
But we shall see. The only other thing I have to mention is Ezra. Their father kind of just shows up with an old photo album.
Ezra?
Yes. No. No. No.
I didn't think it, I thought the whole scene was weird. Like, all of a sudden, like, I thought he was estranged, and now all of a sudden, now he's all like, I'm stopping by, and I'm hanging out with you guys, and I'm like,
well, yeah, that was
where's the middle thing all
Abby,
of a sudden? It went from bloop bloop.
Abby
It escalated quickly.
Abby saw him twice, and she even asked the second time to see him.
Yes.
So, and he was going to Abby's house. So they're cool.
Yeah, Abby's the one that's kind of, initially she was like, no, no, no. And then when she finally met him, she kind of like left the door open where, yeah, let's talk a little bit here and there. But Jenny was still so adamant on no, but she was using Abby as the excuse. She was like,
Yeah.
Abby doesn't want us to, whatever. But it's clearly Jenny's got her own problems because she lied about remembering the taffy. And then she talks to Joe about it, and he's like, I bet he doesn't even remember my flavor. I go, he's gonna fucking bring it to her later, and sure enough.
And there's the bag, and I'm like, open it, it's pink, they're the pink ones.
And yeah, and he's just like, thank you. And she goes, for what? And he goes, for opening the door. And he just like turns around and leaves. So, I mean, he's trying. That's really the best he could do at this point.
I mean, I do give him props for attempting.
Yeah.
And he did explain himself. I mean, not saying that it was right, any of it, but in the situation, he felt like walking away was the best for, them.
Yeah. So, they're going to have to go to the catacombs now to reforge Pandora's box. Apparently, that's the only way to put this box back together.
Yeah.
To contain all the evil of the world.
It's a powerful box.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of any good ones.
Me neither.
We're all just sitting on that one.
We're like, how can we make this horrible?
Mm-hmm. So anything else for this episode?
Ezra?
We just talked about Ezra.
I'm kidding. Wrong Ezra.
Too many Ezras.
No.
Alright, so next episode.
Oh, sorry.
Huh? What?
Lucy, I have problems remembering like new characters' names. This one, no problem. Ezra. This is the only other Ezra I know is from Star Wars Rebels. So I don't remember his name.
I know he's a character in Star Wars Rebel. He's a character in Pretty Little Liars. He's a character here. It's like all of a sudden the name Ezra is going around. I'm pretty sure on like another show too. Ezra just came up out of nowhere, and I was just like, do all these shows like decide to like just focus on one name? I think it was in like Gotham or something. One of the characters was named Ezra, wasn't there? Yeah.
Probably.
Oh no, was it? No, it was Elijah. Ezra. What is Penguin's father's name?
I don't remember.
Elijah.
I've been calling him Pee Wee Herman.
Yes. Elijah. It's Elijah, but like that's another name. Like Elijah's a name that we have in the originals. It's like some of these obscure names. It's like everybody's jumping into them. Like all the shows are using them. It's weird, but I know there's only a finite amount of names. But anyway, next episode is called Delaware. With a single day left before the Hidden One regains
Omnipotence.
No, not omnipotence. I know.
Omniscience?
Yeah, is that how you pronounce that?
Omniscience?
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 Because there's omnipotent, there's...
Is omnipotent.
Yeah, it's omnipotent.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce omniscience.
Oh, God, what's... Because there are a couple words with similar meanings that are all long and annoying, and I used to get them mixed up all the time, and clearly I can't remember the other ones now.
Let's see what Google tells us. How to pronounce omniscience.
That's what I went to go look.
Omniscience? Pretty sure it's omniscience.
Oh, it has to be God. God is.
Omniscience.
Omniscience?
Omniscience. That's what Google tells me.
Sure.
Omniscience.
Sure, we'll go with that.
A single day left before the Hidden One regains that word. Abby and Crane must do the unthinkable in a last-ditch effort to save the world. Meanwhile, Jenny, Joe, and Sophie devise a plan to stall as the witnesses work. No mention of Daniel.
He's probably still recovering from the initial shock.
Yeah.
I liked Sophie. Again. Oh, I forgot about that.
What? We didn't forget about the fact that they were all making out.
Abby and Daniel went. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Forget.
No, I just blocked it out.
Because Crane.
Yeah, and it's like Crane keeps going like, hey, if you have something important to tell someone, you should just tell them. And it's like,
I'm like,
Crane's getting ready, and then Abby's just like, oh, well, I need to talk to Daniel then. And Crane's just like, I'm going to talk about something else. And, you know,
I'm gonna.
Crane clearly
It's
wants
like
to tell her.
you can't feel sorry for them. They've had so
No.
much time to
No, I
say
know.
it.
I don't feel sorry. It's just like, I feel bad for Crane. I don't feel sorry for them. I just feel bad for Crane.
You know what? I think Abby was all about it until, Crane's estranged wife shows up. And then, so she started to pull away. And then all that goes to hell. And so now she's, pulling away and done her, I've given up on this. And then now her old fling shows up again. And now Crane's going, oh, I'm into this. And it's like, well, it's a little too late right now.
Crane had his biddy before, so.
Yeah, what's her name?
Oh, yeah, what the
Book girl.
Farmer's Market?
Book girl.
The nerdy chick.
Yeah.
So. I mean, it's just a series. It's Lemony Snicket. It's a series
No,
of unfortunate
not.
events.
It's not.
That's exactly what it is.
They're not falling into the right place at the right time.
But what do you think? What do you think's the deal with Daniel? Like, how's he adapting to all this?
He took it very well, fairly quickly. He was like, okay, there is creepy shit.
At least he wasn't screaming. It was just a lot of. But that was a what? Huh?
So, and he was like, okay, so this is why you haven't been talking to me, and why you've been running away, and why you've been doing all of this shit, and you fight monsters.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really liked
Makes sense.
Sophie. I really like Sophie's Welcome to the Weird Club.
Yeah.
She's
She's like, it's not like it's not like we have to, like joining a secret club or something that,
Yeah.
and then she goes, welcome to the club, like right after that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's funny.
Very funny. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Love Sophie.
Yep. All right. So, Kim, where can the people find you?
On the Twitters at Tuffity Puffy, HUFFITY, PUFFITY.
Clio, where can the people find you?
They can find me at Clio Moto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest.
Twish?
Twitch.
Twish. Is that a new streaming service? Is that a new streaming service?
Wait.
I'll always forget to do my Twitch.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Where are you at?
Beeramew.
What? I don't know how to spell that.
EIRAMEW. Sorry, it's not a song.
Yeah, make it a song. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Do.
See, that's a song.
Phenomenon.
It's only a song because Cleo made it one. You can find us all and more at Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast. Oh.
No, we're not on Instagram.
No, don't follow us there. /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Until next time. See you guys later.